everybody, this is Stitch 1993 and welcome back to another episode of What Was, where I talk about a television show that I think is either considered underrated or just isn't talked about as much. And today we're going to talk about the show Superbook. The show originally aired from October 1st, 1981 through March 25th of 1982. It would then get a sequel show, same name, that took place 2 years later, but it actually was released just 1 year later, in April 4th, 1983, and it lasted only a couple months through September 26th of 1983. What I found the most interesting about the show was the production company. It was produced by Tatsunoko Productions. Yeah, that Tatsunoko. If you don't know them, they're the animation company behind such big name franchises as Golden Warrior Gold Lighten, Speed Racer, and Gatchaman, aka Battle of the Planets, aka G-Force. They also helped co-produce shows like the original Robotech and Neon Genesis Evangelion. They were hired by the Christian Broadcasting Network, more known as CBN, to help create this show. CBN's mostly known for the 700 Club. I'm sorry, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit there. When I was doing research for Superbook, I found out that CBN and Tatsunoko Productions also made a similar show of the same vein and was released around the same time called The Flying House. I've never seen this show from what I can recall, so I don't have much information other than the production companies and around the time that it took place in. If any of y'all know more about The Flying House or would like to know more about The Flying House, I may do research on it if I get some comments down below letting me know they'd like to hear more about that show. But Superbook follows a boy named Christopher Pieper, mainly goes by Chris, and his next door neighbor Joy, as they come across a Bible known as the Superbook. The Superbook can talk to them, and anytime they open the Superbook, they are transported back in time to somewhere in the Bible. Now, normally shows like this kind of touch on more Sunday school friendly stories such as Noah, the birth of Jesus, David and Goliath, and other VeggieTales safe stories. But this show goes straight through most of the Old Testament. So you get episodes like Adam and Eve and the prophets Hezekiah and Isaiah. They do still try to aim the stories to kids, but when I was watching these episodes, I never felt like they were talking down. Chris and Joy are joined by a toy robot named Gizmo, who comes to life when he enters the world of the Superbook. He never really added anything to the story, though sometimes he does try to help out. He was mainly there to advertise, hey, you kids, you like robots? You like anime? Well, then you'll love Superbook. Okay, maybe not exactly that way, but that's how I got into watching the show. In the sequel show that I mentioned that takes place 2 years later after the original show, the Superbook is uploaded to a computer, and it follows Uriah, which is Chris's younger brother. He gets transported into the computer and explores the world of the Bible, while also trying to search for their dog, Ruffles. Chris and Joy aren't really in the episodes a lot. They're just kind of monitoring from their home and watching through the computer. If you're a fan of this style of animation, or you would like a Christian show that's not afraid to get... If you're a fan of this style of animation, or would like a children's Christian show that's not afraid to get its hands a little dirty, then I'd highly recommend this show. Now, some of you are probably saying, wait, I thought Superbook was a newer show, and it was CGI. Yeah, I guess I should talk about the reboot. So, in 2011, Superbook was rebooted with a fresh coat of graphics, still produced by CBN. The animation studio this time would change every few seasons, with seasons 1 through 3 being done by Days View Digital Image, seasons 3 through 4 being done by Toyon Animation, and Season 5 being done by Zentrix. Now, Zentrix was really the only one I could find notable work from, as they helped out on animation for shows such as Monster High, The Simpsons, and most of those made for streaming / made for DVD Lego movies. This show also lasted much longer than the original, with the first episode airing on September 9th of 2010, and the last episode releasing on May 4th, 2021. So it lasted over a decade. The seasons were pretty short, though, with there being a total of about 68 episodes total, compared to the original show's 52. But either way, the plot is somewhat similar, though now Gizmo is alive both in the real world and the Superbook world. Chris and Joy have also been aged up from elementary school age to what I think is about middle school age. Just like the original show, they tend to go over some stories in the Bible that most children Christian shows won't touch on, such as Abraham and Isaac, Jacob and Esau, and the most interesting one I found was the Book of Revelations. The animation is fine, though a bit bland looking, and I'm not a fan of Gizmo's redesign. He gives off less TikTok from Oz vibes like the original did, and more copy and paste kid robot model. But if the animation doesn't bother you, then check that show out as well. You can do both, actually, as Superbook has their own YouTube channel and has uploaded every episode to watch for free. Now's the part of the video where I ask you, what are your thoughts on Superbook? Either the original 1981 show or the 2011 reboot. Did you grow up with either, or is this your first time finding out about the show in general? Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments, and until next time, thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.